This is Judah J. So, we've learned that in Uvalade, Texas, that there is 14 dead children. 14 dead children and one dead adult. One dead teacher. This all happened a couple days ago in Uvalade, Texas. Now, these school shootings are they're pretty common now because all of the finances that used to be in the budget to help those people that have mental health disabilities, all of that money that went towards that cause has always been depleted. They've always taken away money to fund uh, those that need help for their mental disabilities, and that was started by President Clinton, and then of course it moved to President Bush, and then of course it moved on after that to Barack Obama, and then of course Trump. Money has always been taken away from that pool, from that source to help people that had mental health disabilities. So now you have people like this kid uh, in Texas, Salvador, his first name. He's going off on a shooting spree because he has suffered from mental health disabilities, and now he's killed 14 children. 14 children, all from the ages starting from arranging from first to third grade, and also a teacher. So this has happened because they don't have the money and the resources to help those that have mental health disabilities. And this was started once again by President Clinton when he decided to deplete the budget that was available to help those that had mental health disabilities. Now you might ask yourself, why would they allow money to be taken away from such an important cause? Why would they allow money to be taken away for such an important cause, knowing that people need help with their mental health, with all of the different things that we deal with in our world, with all of the different families are broken apart economically. Families are don't have the resources that they need in order to make it day to day. Kids have grown up disproportionately in one household, one parent households. Don't have the two parent function, that function and that foundation that you need in order to get that love and that nurturing that you need to grow up and be productive members of society. Why would they take away money from that source? Money from the source that would help people that are just dealing with things that may be a little bit too much for them. Here's the reason why. Isaiah 5:20 in the Bible, it says, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness, that exchange darkness for light, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." So you got people that are making these decisions in our governments all around the world, that try to make you and me to believe that the evil that they do, that they say is light, that's going to help us. They try to convince us that these things, which we know are evil. Why would you take away the funding for such an important cause? People that do not have the ability to make the right sound decisions based off of probably past traumas that have occurred in their life, coming from households that only have one parent, a lot of time no parents, kids that have seen all sorts of different things in their lives, seen all kind of gone through so many different tragedies, lost law, and don't have the resources they need on a day-to-day basis to be successful. You don't think that any of these things would cause someone to have a mental health disability? See, now there's people, of course, that make the decisions to fund these sorts of programs that would say no. They would say no. Let's take away from that source. So these kids now have no ability to get the help they need. Now you got this guy in Uvalade, Texas, that's gonna go and spray up a whole school, destroy 14 children that can never come home, never coming back. These people, see, a lot of the times, we really just don't have a connection with the tragedy, the people that are going through these things. So we just say, oh, that's sad. That's bad for them. That's just, that's too bad. And we feel for them. But you really can't, a person that hasn't gone through it, we really can't understand the amount of trauma, the amount of complete bewilderment, disarray, complete feeling of being just lost and not being able to make it through, to go through another day. These people are dealing with this now because this person did not have the mental capacity or the resource, the ability to control his emotions, did not have the ability to work through those negative thoughts, did not maybe have the people that he needed in his life to talk to him and to be able to redirect him and send him on a different path, which would have led him away from killing 14 children and killing also one adult. These people that are making these decisions in our world, they call good evil and evil good. But what we know is that the Bible also says in 1 Corinthians 13:6, says, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth. These people making these decisions are not rejoicing in the truth. They're not making decisions based off of truth or facts, because facts would say we need to put our resources into programs that help people with mental health. Now, of course, Judah J would say, now this is just me coming from this stance of being a man that believes in Christ. I believe that the mental health is basically spirits that need to be bound and cast out. But in a secular world, I would say that the help that someone might need would be to be able to talk to someone, to be able to talk to some certified physician, maybe a psychologist, someone that they can talk to if they don't want to go the route of, they're getting their help through a faith source like Christ, the only source there is, but at least have that ability to go, even if you don't have the money to pay for some highfalutin doctor, to speak to some highfalutin counselor with millions of degrees. At least have the ability to go and be able to talk to someone and see your thoughts in real time. Have someone talk to you and maybe redirect you, maybe try to tell you and help you to see that what you're thinking is possibly not correct. And you may be able to go another route, or maybe to help them understand why they feel the way they feel and maybe be able to redirect them. But if you don't have the resources to be able to do so, and they have been taking away the resources in the area of mental health for all these years, then what you're going to get is people like this. But see, here's the thing. On this channel, you know that Judah J talks about the deceptions that go on in our governments all around the world. And so, once again, I want to preface this next thought by saying, I pray that the Lord will help and bless those people that have suffered such a horrible, heinous loss, that have gone through this amazingly disturbing situation, losing their people to because of something that did not have to happen. This did not have to happen if the person had resources to go and talk to someone about what was going on in their mind. They had the resources that were not taken away by all of these different presidents underneath the covers, taking away resources from these programs. It's been happening go back and look. Every single president, regardless if they're Republican, Democrat, they keep taking away the funding for mental health. They do it every single time. Every person that gets into office takes more and more away. And you wonder, why are they doing it? This doesn't even make any sense. Why would you take money away from a resource or a source that's going to help people be able to deal with some of the traumas that they deal with on a day-to-day basis? That should be the number one thing that we do, is take care of people that are having problems up here. But no, they replace or try to push evil for good and good for evil. Well, here's this. Here's what happens to those that do such things. Psalms 34:16. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. These people that are making these decisions, that are working evil in secret, shall be cut off from the face of the earth. They shall get theirs. They shall have their judgments. They shall be cut off from the face of the earth. Those that are doing wickedness in secret. Those that are purposely doing things, making decisions that are affecting mass numbers of people. Those that are doing that shall be cut off, but it's the Lord's timing and when he shall decide to do it. That's the only thing. When will the Lord take vengeance on wicked men and wicked women that do evil in secret, that have an ability to affect millions of people? It says in Proverbs 8:13, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth. The evil way is what the Lord hates. The Lord hates the evil way. So if these people are making decisions in secret, these leaders, these people that you say have been voted into office, these people that supposedly have the backing of the people, but are working evil in secret against the people, purposely to cause people to react in ways like this. If they are doing these things, it also says, like I said, the Lord hates pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth. So these people will be judged. It's a matter of time. We're basically seeing what they did to get into the lake of fire. We're basically seeing what these evil, wicked leaders that are making these decisions to take funding away from mental health projects or mental health services. We're seeing what's going to happen to them, but it may not happen right away. We're always wanting to see the judgment of the Lord come down on people that we know do these great evils to the world, but we have to be patient. We're not supposed to seek evil for anybody, but the Lord says that he will deal with these people, these wicked rulers, these wicked leaders that do these evil things in secret underneath our nose. Like we don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it. Now, once again, you have 14 children dead and you have one adult dead in Uvalade, Texas. It says in 1 John 5:19, it says that we know that we are of God and the whole world lieth in wickedness. So the whole world is lying in wickedness because they don't operate in the spirit of the Most High God. They operate in a fallen spirit, which says, do as you will. That shall be the whole of the law. Do as you will. Now, if you do as you will, you're going to see things like 14 dead children, one dead adult in Uvalade, Texas. Now, like I said to you before, in this channel, I'm a person that believes that this person, this Rodriguez or this Salevo, first name. He was not operating alone. If you think he was operating alone in this whole thing, no. Because if you haven't been listening to the news for the past 20, 30 years, they've been trying to get rid of guns for years. Now you could possibly put two and two together and you can say, wow, seems like the Democrats are trying to find a way to take away a right from the public or from the people. What right is that? It would seem like they want to take away somebody's right to bear arms. Now, I'm just saying, Judah J does not just look at something face value and take it face value. There's a whole bunch of other things that I look at when I make my decisions. I don't just make decisions. All right? So if you're trying to take away the guns, and it seems like now there's some succession of tragedies happening week after week. Of course, the other week there was some at Tops, this store, right, where all these African Americans were now shot up based on because of, like they said, it was white supremacists went up there and took out a whole bunch of black people, right? Now, just 2 weeks later, now there's a school shooting where this kid goes into his high school or goes into an elementary school and shoots up the school again, right? And in the news, all you can hear about is if they had better gun laws, then this wouldn't have happened. More, even they're talking about the gun laws more so than the tragic loss of the people. It's all about the gun laws, and what we're going to do in order to make it so these things don't happen again so now that's like the main story, rather than, of course, the loss of the families, the loss that the families have suffered because of these people that are most definitely brainwashed, most definitely under some sort of MK Ultra, most definitely people that are possibly been working with those that are in power, wink wink, to cause these tragedies. Because it also says out of order, chaos, order out of chaos, right? Ordo silicorum or something like that, right? Where they produce, the ones in power produce the chaos in order to then get people to let go of their rights, let go of their freedoms, give up their freedoms, so that then they can come in, the ones in power can come in and then solve the problem with their remedy that they wanted at the very beginning. So this may seem like they just want to get rid of the guns. So all of these different tragedies that are happening week after week after week, and there'll probably be more. These are all false flags, is what Judah J would say on this channel. Not saying that these things did not occur. Sometimes they do, sometimes they're staged, sometimes they're not. I'm not saying one way or the other. If it was this particular incident in Uvalade, Texas, I'm not saying it was staged or not. I'm not saying it was not staged, but I'm saying that's what they do when they want to push an agenda, is they fix and fashion things in the manner in which they need to in the media, in their messaging. They fashion it to fulfill their agenda. So if they want the guns away, then they'll most likely they will cause a scenario like something like this to happen, and then they will put their spin on it in the media. Instead of talking about the loss that these people have suffered, it's all going to be about gun laws. And now how the Republicans and Democrats are fighting because the Democrats want more gun laws and the Republicans don't, and the Republicans are for you and they don't. We live in a wicked, evil world with principalities and evil people ruling our countries that are not of God. These are the ones the Bible talked about as being the wicked. The wicked principalities in high places. These these leaders are evil. Whenever you look on TV and you see them at one of their conferences, World Council conferences, they're talking about what they're going to do for the world. They're talking about this and this and that and that and this. Everything they say has been planned, pre-planned. Everything has a spin to it. Everything has, yes, they are doing it. It's nothing organic. It's nothing that's just happening out of nowhere. I hope that at this point, everyone sort of knows that now. These people are not to be trusted at all. These are Satan's children that have been beguiled by the fallen one, given positions of power. They are drunk with power. They secretly plan and plot to destroy the world and the people in it. Talk about great reset. These are the types of scenarios that are pushing the great reset to completely cause the whole world to just be in a dishevel, the whole world, so that they could make people so exhausted by these things that are happening one after the next, that they will just throw up their hands and give up. And of course, if you read the Protocols of Zion, the next thing that Albert Pike said would happen is that people would be so exhausted and worn out by all of the different things, evils happen one day after the next, they'll throw their hands up and accept Luciferianism. Someone will come along with the remedy that'll fix everything going on in the world. The world is primed for some person, some man of sin, to come along and have a remedy to fix all of the problems. And what they don't know, and at this point, I still don't understand why they don't know, that they're being set up. What they don't know is this man of sin will lead them to take the mark of the beast. They've already, as you can see what's going on here, with just 14 children dead, one adult dead, supposedly. Of course, supposedly. Take everything you hear in the news as a grain of salt, because you don't know if they pre-planned it. You don't know you don't know what happened. I don't know exactly what happened there. We know what we've heard, but we also know there's crisis actors. But anyways, off of that, the Bible says that people that do these things shall not escape the Lord's wrath. Okay? Proverbs 6:19. Proverbs 6:16 through 19 says, "These 6 things the Lord does hate. 7 are an abomination unto him." Now listen to this: a proud look. People get proud looks all the time. You're better than me. I'm better than you. Oh, look at you. Yeah, whatever. It's based off of some evil, deep-seated hate and resentment and jealousy. Looking down on somebody. Okay, proud look. Lying tongue. You've heard nothing but lies in the news, now haven't you? You don't know. I don't know exactly what happened down in Uvalade, Texas. You may think you know, because these are the people that give us our news. These are the smart people. These are the ones that deal in facts, right? Shalom, targeted Christ key. These are the people that give us our news, right? So therefore, we're gonna believe what they say, because if there's 14 people dead and 14 children and one adult, of course that's what it is. And there was only one gunman, and it seems like the gunman always gets killed, right? So you can't interrogate him. No, there's no interrogating him. He's gone now, right? So we can't see. And we wouldn't get a true interrogation anyway, because the interrogator would be working for them anyway. But we don't know what this guy did, this kid, Salevo. We don't know if he was working alone, if he was a MK Ultra, MK Ultra working with this is what Judah J believes from this channel. But hey, hands that shed innocent blood. The Lord hates these things. So if this kid, this 18-year-old kid, Salevo, if he shed innocent blood, just went into a school and shot up the whole school, 14 dead children, 1 dead adult. Lord hates that. But I would also throw in there, he also hates those that would lead this kid to do something like that through MK Ultra, to priming and prepping this kid. Possibly, of course, we gotta preface it as possibly, to do something like this. Taking away the resources that these people that have mental health disabilities would need in order to work their problems out, which is something that all of these presidents have been doing since forever, of course, but most notably starting with Bill Clinton. Go back and look. The money always depleted from mental health services. Now, of course, Judah J believes these mental health problems are spiritual warfare, and they can be bound and cast out. But for people that do not know the Lord, they at least should be able to have access to resources to speak to someone, some sort of physician or some medical health professional that can help them talk out their problems and see where there might be some errors, maybe some things they need to look at, maybe have some follow-ups sessions where they can work things out. When you take away the resources and you don't let people know every once in a while, every president that's been in the office in the last 25 years comes in and takes money out of these important places. Takes the money out of these important places that we need in order to sustain our society. And when they do it and they actually say it's a good thing, there's no justification for it. These people like Judah J just told you earlier on, these people replace good for evil. They replace good for evil and evil for good. They push it off on the people. And they don't believe that they will be judged because they don't believe that there's a judgment for those that do wickedness. But they do this evil in secret against us, and we just take it because we don't have the power to be able to change the laws, because check it, they create the laws and they also dictate the terms in which the laws will be carried out. And they also lie to us and say that we have the ability to change laws, but they check it out. If the people that write these, if the people that you have, you and me, we have the ability to change laws, right? And then they say, okay, if you want to change this law, go ahead and vote to change this law. Is it ever that easy? Is it ever that easy for us to just be able to have a clear-cut, hard vote on something? This thing bothers us. Let's just all vote now. We let's put it up to Congress and say, vote on this now. We don't want this law anymore. Just the people have spoken. We don't want this law anymore. Is it ever that easy? No, because there's all the kind of the evils in secret that would stop us from being able to have it that simple. There'll be all of these different measures and all this time that they would put in place that would stop a vote from ever coming to the table. So we would never, as the people, be able to amend or get rid of something that we feel we don't need or don't want. They would stop it from happening, and it would happen on purpose. So there's an illusion of being able to make a decision. There is no ability for the people in this country to make a decision. And I would go as far as to say there is no ability for any people that call themselves free people or people that live in these nations all around the world. There's no real ability for you to change the laws in your countries. The only ability that you have, and the most important, I'm not going to downplay it, praying to the Most High that he will change the heart of the leaders. That is something that will stop and stir and change and move things in a different direction. But when you are trying to say, I'm going to vote for change to occur in my country or in my city or my state, that's just being naive, and that's just operating in a type of a mindset that is primitive.